Good morning, guys. So today is Monday and it is February 22nd. And we are going to finish lesson 17 today from our module 3 in Wit and Wisdom. Hope everybody had a great weekend. I had lots of fun. I got to spend time with some family. And that's why your videos are late for today, because I left Friday and just went home because I knew my family was coming and I was excited and I spent time with them. So that's why their videos are late. But we are going to finish lesson 17. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you so we can finish watching the video lesson with Miss Isabella.
How do I write a first-person narrative in focusing question task 3? Today, you'll be rehearsing your narrative out loud before you begin to write your narrative. And we'll also make sure that you're writing your narrative using first-person point of view, just like Ruby Bridges did in Ruby Bridges Goes to School, My True Story. Are you ready? Let's get started. As we get ready to practice your narrative out loud and to get ready to write that narrative down, it's important to remember that there are key words that you can use in your narrative to signal to your readers that you are writing in first-person point of view. I have 5 bullets here on the screen. There are 5 words in particular that you could use in your narrative. What are those 5 words? Shout them out to me. Those 5 words include I, me, my, we, and us. Please pause here to grab your completed Handout 16B Scape Chart. That Scape Chart will have your plan for your narrative. Just hit play when you're ready to continue.
Okay, so remember, you do not have Handout 16A, but you do have the information, and we created our own chart, our own Handout 16A on page 134. Okay, so on page 134, we did Handout 16A together. Okay, so turn to page 134 in your journal.
Now it's time to practice your narrative out loud using your story elements in your Scape Chart. Also, up on the screen are the key words that you can include to show your reader that you are using first-person point of view. As you practice your story or your narrative out loud, be sure to start with the setting, introduce us to the character or characters, tell us about the problem that happened in your story, and then the actions that your characters took. And don't forget to wrap up your story with an ending. Pause here to practice your narrative out loud. Just hit play when you're ready to continue.
Okay, so we did this last week, remember, where I asked you to use Handout 16A on page 134 to verbally say your Scape Chart. Okay, what I want you guys to understand is, and we've not done this before, that's why this is important, the way that you are really shining off my glasses. The way that you are going to write your story today is as if you are Ruby Bridges. Okay, that's why we're using those first person point of view words. You are going to write the story like you are Ruby Bridges. Okay, all right, so make sure that when you're doing your writing, you're using the words I and me and my, all of the things that we have on page 112. Let me show you page 112 in case you've forgotten. We have the words I, me, my, mine, we, and us. Okay, remember those are our first person point of view words, and it should be on your page 112. Okay, your page 134 has the Scape chart that you are using that we've focused in on a small part of Ruby's day. This is what you're going to use for your writing on page 137 today. Okay, so on page 137, I'm going to go ahead, I've already numbered it. I'm going to put today's date, 2/22, and this is going to be focusing question task 3. All right, so let's get back to video for right now.
Now it's time to write your narrative. Let's read over the directions one more time, and then you can pause as long as you need to write your narrative. Read pages 12 through 15 of Ruby Bridges Goes to School, My True Story. Write a narrative from the point of view of Ruby Bridges as she walks into her new school on the first day. Describe Ruby's response to injustice during this moment. The checklist for success tells us be sure to include all of the following in your response: setting, characters, action, problem, ending, sense of closure, first person point of view, one-time temporal word. Pause here to write your narrative and just hit play when you're ready to wrap up our video lesson.
Okay, so on your page, let me get back to, okay, so on page 137 today, you're going to write today's date, 2/22, focusing question task 3. Write a narrative from the point of view as she walks into her new school on the first day. Describe Ruby's response to injustice during this moment. And we are going to read pages 12 to 15. Here we are. And remember, we are only focusing on the small moment of Ruby walking into school on her first day. We're not thinking about the whole school year. We're not thinking about months. We're only thinking about this one day. Okay. In 1961, I was in first grade. My mother took me to the France school. Marshals came with us to make sure that we were safe. Some people did not want a black child to go to the white school. They stood near the school. They yelled at me to go away. Okay, so think about, how did she respond to that injustice? And remember, you are going to use your Scape chart on page 134 to make sure that you answer this correctly. So the first thing that I need to do for my writing is I need to make an introduction, correct? Okay. Your introduction needs to tell about the setting. Well, actually, our introduction needs to answer this question, okay? So we need to make an introduction statement. Hold on one second, guys. Okay, so today we're going to write, and we're going to think about what Ruby was doing. What year was it, and what was Ruby doing at that time of the day? Okay, so we're going to say this, and again, this is my example, guys. I do not expect you to copy my example. This is just an example, okay? this say? And remember, I am pretending to be Ruby right now. So today, I started going to my new school. William Grant Elementary School. Okay. I'm going to introduce one of my new characters. Who's my other character? We've got Ruby and Mom. Okay. My mom walked me to school. And Marshall's came with us. Why did they come with us? Let's see, they came. Let's see, they said we're coming to keep me safe. Okay, so today I started going to my new school, William France Elementary School. My mom walked me to school, and Marshall's came with us. They said they were coming to keep me safe. Okay, so I've got walking into France school. I didn't put the year. I don't have to put everything from the Scape into my story, though. I got most of my characters so far. So now I need to get to the problem. What happened? Why did they need to keep me safe? I'm going to say at first, I didn't understand why I wouldn't be safe. But then I saw the angry mob. There, I just introduced my last character, the angry mob. Okay. Now, what was the angry mob doing? According to our Scape chart, we said the crowd doesn't want Ruby at the white school. They were yelling at her and holding signs. So I need to put that in here. The people were yelling at me and holding signs with mean words. The crowd did not want me to go to, we're going to page 138. The school with white children. Okay. What have I got so far, guys? So I said today I started going to my new school, William France Elementary School. My mom walked me to school, and Marshall's came with us. They said they were coming to keep me safe. At first, I didn't understand why I wouldn't be safe, but then I saw the angry mob. The people were yelling at me and holding signs with mean words. The crowd did not want me to go to the school with white children. Okay, so what is Ruby's action for that? That was the problem. What was her action? She just kept walking on into school, right? She didn't let it stop her. I didn't let them stop me, though. I kept on walking right into that school. Okay, so there was Ruby's action, and now we need to add in our ending, which is Ruby made it into school. She had her first day. So I kept on walking right into that school. Even, oops, with the angry mob yelling at me, I went into my new school, met my teacher, and had my first day in first grade. There we go. Let's read it one more time. Today, I started going to my new school, William France Elementary School. My mom walked me to school, and marshals came with us. They said they were coming to keep me safe. At first, I didn't understand why I wouldn't be safe, but then I saw the angry mob. The people were yelling at me and holding signs with mean words. The crowd did not want me to go to the school with white children. I didn't let them stop me, though. I kept on walking right into that school. Even with the angry mob yelling at me, I went into my new school, met my teacher, and had my first day in first grade. Okay, so remember when you are writing your story, you are writing in first person point of view. You are pretending to be Ruby, and you are going to use the information that you have on page 134 in your journal that we did together last week. Okay. All right, so let's flip back to the video, and I think it's probably just a wrap up. Oh, also remember down here where it says, what does it say? Temporal word? Go back. It says one time word. I used those like when I said then and at first, and so I used two. I used then and at first. Oh, and today. That is also a time word. So that's what that part means, the temporal or the time words. Okay. All right.
Video lesson. Today, by thinking about how Ruby felt as a child and the wishes that she had, we now have a better understanding of why she acted the way she did as an adult and why she continues to act that way today. Also, by thinking about Ruby and the injustices that she faced, you were able to start writing your narrative. And you have worked so very hard, and I am extremely proud of you. Keep up the hard work. Keep growing that knowledge and keep sharing it with others. And I will see you again very soon, my friends.
Okay, so that is the end of today's video lesson. And what I want you to do is make sure that you have your focusing question task all finished today. That's the only thing that you need to work on today, okay, is your focusing question task. Make sure you use first person point of view, I, me, my, us, we. Make sure you use a time order word like first, then, after that, at first, today, finally. Okay, one of those words. And then make sure that you use the information that we did on page 134 of the Scape chart. Now, if you notice, guys, I didn't use colors today, okay? We didn't use colors today because it's not exact, because using the Scape chart, it's not exactly the same thing as introduction, topic, evidence 1, evidence 2, because this is a narrative writing, okay? It's not an informational writing, this is narrative. So it's a little bit different. That's why we did not use colors today, okay? All right, so that is it. I will get this to you as quickly as possible, and I hope you have a great afternoon. And let's say that today's magic word is oh my gosh, I'm looking around even at the stuff behind me. Let's do owl. I see Hedwig back there on my shelf. Let's do owl as our magic word for today. All right. You guys have a great day, and I will see you at phonics class.